So this new vlogging format that I'm about to show you actually 5x'd my growth in the last 5 weeks. So I got 5x the amount of views and 5x the income in ad revenue in my YouTube channel since I implemented this format. So if you can look inside here in my channel, you'll be able to see that I've gotten nearly over 400,000 views in the last 90 days. I've got over 22,000, nearly 23,000 hours of watch time. I've got an additional, let's say 6,000 subscribers, and I've gotten nearly $3,000 in income. But most of this was literally in the last month. So if I change this view to the last 28 days, you're going to see that estimated revenue just for the last 28 days, so it's going to be more than that when I actually get paid out, probably more like, I would say, the way it's going, about $2,200. So it's a great jump up because just before that, I was making about $400, $400 to $500 per month, probably about $400. So it's over 5x the amount of income that I'm going to be making. But it's also significantly more in views, which is more important to me, to be honest. So I can monetize those views in different ways. So this channel was getting about 60,000 monthly views, and now it's getting close to 300,000. So it's a dramatic jump. So yes, I've been creating more content, but I've been doing a very simple strategy. Now, you guys have probably seen me. I've been mixing up my vlogging content between doing these kind of in-studio chats, walking down the beach, and different types of content, and really mixing things up. But the format of the videos is exactly the same. And I like to call this, because I like to make sure that things are more fun and easy. I always think when you're doing anything to do with YouTube and content creation, you should always ask yourself, what would this look like if it was fun and easy? And so I decided to call this strategy my don't give a toss strategy. Now, I'm assuming my American friends out there understand what we mean by don't give a toss. You can Google what toss means if you like, but essentially it means that you don't give a crap. It's to not give a crap about something. So I don't give a toss about that. And the easiest way to remember this is the T.O.S.S. So to not give a toss, which I think is really relevant because if you're creating content, you're putting your face out there, you're probably scared, nervous getting started, imposter syndrome, you feel a bit uncomfortable in front of the camera. So it really is about trying to convince yourself not to give a toss. So remember T.O.S.S. Now, the first one is topic. So the T stands for topic. And this really is your niche. This is the overlying topic and niche of your channel and your vlog. So yes, I recommend that you add the second layer, which I've spoken about in additional videos, which could be your point of view, documenting something in real life, such as me being in Thailand, that's in real life, or you walking down the street, that's in real life. Otherwise, you're adding an educational level. But obviously, if you're someone that's super interesting, then that is potentially your second layer anyways. So for example, for me, this is a YouTube growth channel, but I'm also adding an additional layer. Well, I've probably got multiple layers. So it's a YouTube channel where I teach people how to use vlogs to grow on YouTube now. And then also I've got the extra layer of living in Thailand and speaking to that experience a little bit and introducing that into my videos. And then also I speak to mindset a little bit. So there's multiple extra additional layers there than just the YouTube growth part, which gives my topics, it gives me more topics, but that's the overall topic is growing a vlog on YouTube. So that's the main topic. So most of my content and my avatar is going to be speaking to those people. So that's what the T stands for. You need to make sure that your video content, when you're creating a video, it's always on topic and it's speaking to your particular avatar. If you jump around all over the place, then not every video is going to be for every person. And that means that YouTube won't share each video out as far. Now, you can do this for some videos if you want, and inevitably some of your videos aren't always going to perform that well. But for the most part, you want to make sure that every single video is for one particular avatar. Now, the next part is O, and O stands for outcome, or the goal of the channel, or goal of the video, should I say. Or often it may be answering one single question for your avatar. So for me, the topic is YouTube. I'm talking about vlogs. So it may be all of the different issues that the people are having about starting a vlog on their channel. So if your channel was about cooking and let's say baking sourdough bread, then you're going to be speaking to all of the issues and questions that that particular avatar has. So what I like to do, especially with the vlog format, is that you don't want to overcomplicate things. You don't want some long-winded 10-point video that's going through. Focus on one particular thing, one goal or one outcome of the video. Now, YouTubers have spoken to this in the past when they're saying that there needs to be a point and that you're telling stories to get to it. And I think vlogs are a lot more simple. You're just really being authentic. But I've found that if you add more layers to it and more questions, you overcomplicate it, and it doesn't always work that well, because then you need more B-roll, you need more footage, you need more graphics and more things to bring all of those different points home, where you can often speak to one point and paint a picture around that single point. So I found, really just focusing on one thing for the video. So what does the person want to get from watching that particular video? Why am I watching it? So if you're watching this one, it's because you want to understand what my new format is for your vlogging so that you can improve your vlog. So I'm going to show you my format for my vlogs that I'm doing now. So the outcome is that you want to learn a new format that you can potentially implement into your video. So that is the question that I'm answering. The outcome that I'm answering is giving you this new format. So that's all I'm going to speak to. But if I was walking down the beach and speaking on a topic, I may be talking about the fear of recording, and I may be sharing a story to inspire you and hopefully try to get you to take action. But I'm speaking to that one thing. I'm not speaking to fear and 5 other points in the video, because it's going to be too much when it's just my face talking to the camera. So you want to simplify things to one single outcome or one single question. So we've got the first one, topic. The second one is the outcome. Then the first S of T.O.S.S is simple. Keep it simple. Keep your videos simple. So it's coming back to that single question and everything else, but it's also simple in the sense of being more authentic. You want to be able to talk freely. And when you're keeping things simple and you're just having a couple of bullet points to talk about, so this is what I was talking about in the video about the grandpa method. So maybe go back and watch that. But it's the simplicity of it with a slight second layer where you've got these meandering conversations where you have an end goal, but you maybe don't get there in the most direct way. If I was walking down the street, maybe I'd be stopping to talk to people. Maybe I'd be stopping to pat a dog. Maybe I'd be showing you a monkey in a tree, which I've done before. Maybe there's going to be a variety of different things that you're introducing into that video, that simple, authentic video that has one point, but it meanders to get there. So we want it to feel like you're having a conversation with a friend. And the more you overcomplicate things, the more difficult it is to speak without a script. So if you're speaking to very advanced things in your videos, then maybe you need a script, in which case perhaps vlogging isn't the strategy for you. But there's always a way to simplify it. So simple is your friend when it comes to vlogging, and simple is your friend when it comes to YouTube in general. We all like simple videos, even if you're a very intellectual, smart person. You don't want to have to think too much. The simpler you can make it, the better. So I like to say, try and create your videos for a 5-year-old if you can, so that things are very, very clear, because it's really difficult for us not to value dump on people. So you want to make sure that you're embracing the simplicity within your video. And then we've got the final S, which is stories. Now, none of us are expert. Well, we're all in a way expert storytellers. We just don't realize it. But some of us are much, much better at it. But you want to use simple things. So again, simple stories, not advanced stories, but you want to use storytelling in your videos if you can. Now, I'm not talking about storytelling in the sense of some grand story like Harry Potter and having lots of overlapping, complicated things, but it's more using a story or something that happened in your life, or you saw happen to someone else, or you read in the newspaper to tie into what you're talking about. So to give you an example of this, I was going to create a video about this place, this building that I use for recording in and everything else. The landlord was building a wall around this entire property, and this was supposed to take 21 days, so they said. I always knew it was going to take more, but it took nearly 3.5 months in the end. And I was almost calling this wall the Great Wall of China because it was taking so long to build. And the main reason it was taking a long time to build was terrible planning. They didn't take into account the spaces between the buildings, so the trucks couldn't get in to drop the soil close enough to the wall so that the diggers then couldn't move the soil close enough. So then they realized they had to get smaller trucks in, which took a couple more days of delay to get the small trucks. And then they realized the digger wasn't big enough and burnt out and kept overheating because it was having to move too much soil and travel too far a distance. So they needed a bigger digger. That digger then couldn't fit down close to the wall, between the wall and the buildings. So they then had to cut down trees and get someone in to cut down some trees. Then they realized that they didn't cut down enough trees, so they had to get that person back again. So it was a comedy of errors. And what should have taken, not that long, ended up taking 4 times the amount of time. And it just became a running joke. Now, I was going to tie that story into people creating their vlogs, but then not researching, not planning the vlog out. Just because you can create authentic content and wing it and have a few bullet points and talk directly to the camera and be more authentic and, maybe talk more about your life, doesn't mean you don't plan out your videos. You do plan out your videos. You still have to plan out what you're going to do in the videos. I still research ideas to make sure there's demand for what I'm doing, to make sure there's interest in that, and to make sure that it's not going to fall on deaf ears. I want to make sure the packaging, the thumbnail, and everything work enough to be able to get clicks and get attention so that when people do watch it, they're actually going to engage. The watch time is going to be good, and then YouTube will share it out more. So just because you can be authentic and you can be relaxed and you're just going to talk on any topic you want, no, that's not the point of this type of content. It makes it more fun, more relaxed, but you still want to plan. So that's why I was going to tie in that story where it showed what happens when you don't plan. Things take much longer. YouTube growth takes much longer when you don't plan. So planning is just as important, even though, yes, you can just talk like I am now to the camera, and it's much more relaxed, much more fun, much more easy, but you still have to plan your content. So there you go. That's my Don't Give a Toss vlogging format for my YouTube videos. Give it a try, see how it works. Hopefully it 5X's your growth as well. And if you would like more in-depth training, then you can join our free community, which I will link to in the video description. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.